Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Hookah Anonymous, and you are now rocking with Mickey Truth. She live up to her name, not the fame. So make sure y'all subscribe to her channel and stay updated on what's real. Bye.
Coming from where I come from, they doubted me, but I came up. I made it through the storm, trying to conquer the world. I made it through the storm, trying to conquer the world. Coming from where I come from, they doubted me, but I came up. I made it through the storm, trying to conquer the world. I made it through the storm, trying to conquer the world.
Good reporting ass Mickey.
We love you, Mickey.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Hookah Anonymous, and you are now rocking with Mickey Truth.
My bad, y'all. Yeah, I got a goddamn headache this morning. I'm so sick of these damn so-called street niggas on these blogs, YouTube pages that be breaking shit down, and then this shit crazy. I got these, man. Y'all make sure y'all like, comment, share, subscribe, tell a friend to pull up on your girl Mickey True. Yo, hey, January I did a paperwork one-on-one class. No, I think that one was a research one-on-one. Nevertheless, I did the class in January. THF Bayzoo was the topic. It was about the 2009 murder case, right? So we did the class, broke it down, whatever. I chose not to do the content on it at the time because I knew it was going to come full force back around. But I also felt like it was going to be more so a debate with the situation, right? And we're going to break it down, but I felt like it was more so a debate. It was going to be a debate because these so-called street niggas on the internet is going to say, well, in the streets, you don't supposed to do this. In the streets, you don't supposed to do that. Right? Ain't nobody about to go back and forth on the internet about what the fuck you supposed to do in the streets. But I knew that was going to be the debate. And hell, that's the debate right now. I've been getting hit up left and right from internet street niggas talking about, well, in the streets. But anyway, so let's just go ahead and review the freaking case, the 2009 murder case for Dominique Barnes, who ultimately, Bayzoo was the only defendant on the case who ultimately went to trial and beat the case. And that's pretty much just where it's at with it. It's like, it's really not, again, it's going to be the debate. It's going to be a debate. I'm going to drop the link. I'm going to let people pull up. Because Marita boy in my inbox right now trying to go back and forth about it. And I'm just like, bruh, what the hell you want me to say to you? If that's, again, if your logic from your street knowledge or your street experience is that you don't supposed to say nothing to law enforcement other than lawyer, then what the fuck is we going back and forth about? Okay. I have spoken with Fredo Bang in the past, you know, back when he spoke to me in regards to like him going to be deposed on the YNW Melly case, right? And we had a conversation about the logic that people put behind that you don't supposed to like say anything other than lawyer, right? It just depends on, again, what they're coming at you. You ain't trying to make it more difficult for nothing, right? And at that time, I ain't really pay attention to it until as I start doing other cases and it start coming up more and more. And I'm like, oh, that's what you mean by people on the internet just be, you know, saying this, saying that. So it makes sense now. But anyway, I just brought that up. And again, it's going to be a similar situation to Young and Ace. You know, everybody heard the clip of Young and Ace in his interrogation where he identified or confirmed he knew somebody and said, yeah, that's such and such, and everybody said he was a snitch. So the logic to it is just, you know, crazy. The thought process behind some of these street niggas turned bloggers is crazy. Because I really prefer them just stick to talking about street shit. Like, okay, like just talk about street shit. Y'all be wanting to break down court cases from a street level and it shit don't make sense at all. But hey, for content purposes, this is what got the sector on fire right now. Hell, we gonna talk about it. But yeah, let's get into it because it's 126 pages to be exact. 126 pages in full for this case. Let me share my screen real quick. All right, so again, 126 pages, as y'all can see. This is, again, the murder was back in 2009. However, Bayzoo was not arrested for the murder until 2015. Okay. He also has spoken on No Jumper. I'm talking about Bayzoo, and stated that the document on Reddit is the case document. So for those, I see a lot of people sharing the Reddit one. This is not the Reddit one, but like I said back in January, him himself, the Bayzoo, the defendant, said that paperwork is legit. So those who are on Reddit reading it, according to him, that is the accurate thing. And when I got it, I mean, it looks identical. So I mean, I would say, yeah, it's cool too. All right. So let's go down. All right. So another thing I want to point out that a lot of times the street nigga bloggers, okay, don't really be clear on is that they give pieces of the paperwork, pieces of it. Whatever fit, whatever they say is pieces of it, right? A lot of people when I first started doing paperwork, what it do, Mar? Smooth TV, what's up? Would say, oh, you and 1090 are alike. And I used to always say, well, we different. 1090 don't show all the documents either. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind showing the whole freaking document, right? So mine's going to be more in depth because I'm going to go over the whole thing. Like, I'm going to show you the whole thing. But the street nigga bloggers, they show part of it. And then they push it because nobody is going to really take the time for real to go read for themselves and get a clear understanding. And that's with any case, not just this one, any case. All right, so keep going. But like I said, at this point, I was just going to skip around to the important ones. But at this point, we might just need to go over everything because shit is crazy. And again, if your street census is that you don't supposed to talk to the police, it's really not nothing for you to say other than, well, you talked to the police and you didn't, and you said you didn't say lawyer. That's street politics. My content ain't street politics related. I break down the paperwork and we look at it from a legal side. But hey, if that's your view, then shit, hey, why? It's no back and forth. Nothing. I had a couple people say, well, why don't you hit up Bayzoo to ask them to clear it? Let's just be real. No, I did not hit him up, but let's just be clear. Like, what is he gonna clear? If you're reading the paperwork or whatever part of the paperwork it is, and you're saying, well, based off of that, what can he say? Like, what can he say to change? But anyway, so as y'all see right here, if you look on the left side, it says homicide, first degree murder, number of victims 1, number of offenders 3. They got the victim. They got Bayzoo. For those who don't know, they got Bayzoo right there. And I think I had my dates mixed up. He didn't get arrested in 2015. It was 2014. It says it right there. All right. So Bayzoo arrested November 5th, 2014. Like I said, and like you can see here, the murder was back in 2009. All right. Let's keep going. Offender number 2. They got Bayzoo again. How the hell he get defended? Damn. They done arrest him twice. But so offender 1 is Bayzoo. Then they got offender 2 as Bayzoo again. Okay. Exactly, Mar. It'd be crazy. But hey, it's content, I'm just gonna run with it. Let's see here. Offenders, gray Chevy Monte Carlo, possibly a 2000. If y'all see right here by vehicle info. All right. Manner victim approach by offenders on foot, motor, possibly gang related. So let's see who is offender number 3. They don't even list the number 3. All right, let's read it. So, as y'all saw at the beginning of the paperwork, again, that's why I say you got to pay attention to all the documents. That's just one, because at the beginning it said it was 3 offenders. They only list 2, and the 2 they listed is the same person. So that's already a discrepancy that you got to catch. They have Bayzoo listed as offender 1 and offender 2. Okay. So the narrative: the victim was standing near the corner of 47th and Forestville when 2 unknown males approached the victim. One of the unknown offenders produced a handgun and fired 5 to 6 shots, thus striking the victim multiple times. This information was related by a witness. So a witness provided those details already. A male, 51 years old. Okay. Next, the offenders then fled on foot and were observed entering a waiting gray Chevy Monte Carlo. The victim was transported to, Stroger Hospital and pronounced deceased. Okay. Then it goes to say that a male, 42, identified the victim, redacted, hangs out with Mickey Cobra street gang members and is known to sell marijuana in the area. They also say no PODs or video located regarding this incident. So it's not any video of the actual crime itself. All right. So if you look down, it says update. On November 6, 2014 at 12:52 hours, ASA Martin of the CCSAO approved 1 count of first-degree murder for offender Devontae Collier. Again, that is Bayzoo, a Gangster Disciple Faction 46 Terrace Street gang member in the murder of victim Dominique Barnes. This case is now CO/AP. So right there, just in this is 6 pages in, we already see they originally said it was 3 offenders. They named 2, but they only used 1 person for both offenders, which is Bayzoo. They also say that a older witness that was present, obviously, for the murder, said it was 2 unknown males that was there. They also say that, hey, in 2014, November 6, 2014, only Devontae Collier was charged with 1 count of first-degree murder. Okay, so right now we got 1 defendant, 1. Okay, 1 sole defendant on the case. Let's keep going, because like I said, it's 126 pages. I'm gonna try not to linger too much on all of them, but So in Chicago cases, a lot, for those who have looked at Chicago cases, y'all already know it'd be a lot of redundancy. So I'm gonna, just move around. So again, they still say on this document, number of victims 1, number of offenders 3. All right, but let's keep going. Bayzoo is still listed as defendant 1. All right, that's the same thing that we just read, so we can keep going. All right, so when was this done? So this looks like it was the original. When was this one? Okay. All right, hold on. So this incident report, okay. So the update on the incident report, if y'all paid attention, notification date, November 5th, 2015. This was when this was updated, as we already saw in the notes when it says that he was going to be charged with murder. But if we go down to the next one, that's the original right here. Because on July 5th, 2009, then it say notification date July 5th, 2009. So this shows the original. And even at that time, it says number of victims 1, number of offenders 3. But if you look next to the offender information, they had no name, no info. Okay, it just says white t-shirt, gray undershirt, blue checker boxer shorts. How the fuck they know what kind of drawers they had on? Orange and brown pattern shorts, pants, blue and gray gym shoes. That's all they had. On the second offender, they had white t-shirt, dark pants. That's all they had in 2009. All right. So at that time, they had unknown make, model, caliber handgun. However, they did have the gray Chevy Monte Carlo, possible of 2000. So they did have that. They had the detail saying victim approached by offenders on foot, motive possibly gang related. They had that in 2009. All right, so that's basically the same as what they had in the update one. We don't have to go over that again. All right, so what's next? This is going to show all types of different reports and things like that. I'm going to skim through it. We ain't going to spend too much time on it. It's really not relevant just to the conversation. But for those that do like to just study cases, especially murder cases, you can definitely take a look at all of it. Also in this, it will be grand jury subpoenas. It's at 11. Section 11 will give the grand jury subpoenas, meaning who was called to help get this indictment. Okay. It also has copies of search warrants, all that. Okay. That's going to be in the report. Boom. So let's see here. No, don't need that. What was that? 2016. What's this? 14 pages. Okay, number 18 is a criminal history of Dominique Barnes. Then it says number 19, arrest report of Devontae Collier. 20, criminal history report of Devontae Collier. So again, he's still the only defendant. And let's see when they put that in. They put that in 2014 also. Remember the date. So the murder again happened in 2009, but things with Bayzoo wasn't starting to be updated until 2014 so far. But again, we still early on in the paperwork. All right, what's next? What we got here? Okay, that's some more info. Oh. That little small. All right, what we got here? In summary, RO spoke to above witness who stated as he stood at above location getting into his vehicle, observed above described offenders walked up to said victim and fired 5 shots at victim. Victim hid under his vehicle as offenders ran from the location. Witness number 2 stated as she was on her porch, observed said offenders entered 2-door gray Monte Carlo and left. But of course, their information is going to be redacted. But as you can see, it says male. It always gives, again, the sex and the age. All right, sex and age. So it was a male 56, a male 35. Then also it says down here males in their 20, which is supposed to be the suspects. Okay, that stuff you gotta pay attention to. Hey, that's why I said the research is long and irritating, but if you're going to break down the case, you got to read it and understand everything. All right, so let's see. That's more about the. We're not gonna get into that. All right. Boom. Same details about the incident. We're gonna skip that. All right. So when was this one done? July 7, 2009. Do they have a defendant yet? That's that. They have a male witness 56. Okay. They only have the description. So again, as you can see here, say wanted. One male in the 20s wearing white t-shirt, dark pants, armed with unknown handgun. Number 2, male in the 20s wearing white t-shirts and dark pants. Male 3, no information. Multiple gunshot wounds to the victim. Penis, buttocks, left lower back, left knee, right lower leg. All right. All right, so the next person that they have listed is a male 42, birth year 67. All right. Always pay attention. In other cases, I told you, you always pay attention to the sex, the age, the birth year. When you're doing research, that's how you can like cross people off. Because if they don't match that, that's not who they're talking about. All right. So witnesses. You got a 51-year-old male, 29-year-old female, 40-year-old female, and another female to be interviewed. Then you got a 47-year-old female, and this is, again, what they said that the person is saying. Heard 5 shots, observed 2 males running southbound on Forestville, crossing street to east side. Male 1 wore dark complexion, wearing white t-shirts and dark pants, didn't see faces. Next person heard nothing. Next person, this thing's like the canvas. Oh, it is right there. If y'all look right here, it says the canvas. So they're going door to door to try to get information about the shoot. All right. So now let's see here. That talks about the actual once the ambulance got there. If you look at the bottom paragraph here, it says a witness was located and interviewed by Detective Rose. Redacted related his car, 96 Crown Victoria, was parked facing southbound along the west curb. So this is the witness there that's in early 60s, as y'all can see on the next paragraph. So it'll tell you who's talking, okay? At this point, descriptions are being provided. Nobody is saying no names, okay? Nobody is saying no names yet, but they're giving descriptions of 2 males. All right, so next it says that Redacted was located and interviewed by Detective, whoever that is. Redacted stated that she was in her apartment when the shooting occurred. Blank heard 4 shots and looked out the window, observed 2 male black 16 to 19 years old running southbound on Forestville to a small light gray 4-door vehicle. So again, just giving info. Nobody again is saying who it is. Now, if you look at the bottom here, okay, it says a male visitor in Blank's apartment who refused to identify himself related that the vehicle was a 2002-2005 light gray Monte Carlo, and the driver had on a white t-shirt. So far it sounds like whoever the male was with the white t-shirt was the driver and the other person was the shooter, according to what the witnesses are saying. Then it continues to say, again, nobody's giving no names. They're giving out the car. That's it. Okay. Keep going. So again, nobody has been identified yet. Let's keep going. Now, this is 2012. Hold on. Now, we are in 2012. Let's see. Do they now have a defendant? They don't have a defendant yet. So far, they still don't have a defendant. 2012. So from 2009 to 2012 is not a defendant. All right. So I just went over this in my last video. What to do, boredom. I'm going to go over it again since we're just going through the whole case at this point. A 16-year-old male. Y'all see that right there? 16-year-old male born in 93. Yeah. On August 26, 2009, Detective Vavas received information from officers in the 21st District that they had a juvenile who had information regarding the Barnes homicide. Okay. Now, this here, could it be THF Brubra? Right? Could be. It's heavily redacted. Now, a lot of the street niggas that's talking about it is unclear why it's so much redaction, right? For one, they're always going to redact witnesses. They're always going to redact minors. Well, they should, okay? They should always redact minors. They're going to redact certain details about people that are working with law enforcement or the state attorney's office. That's in any case, not just this case. I went over that before in the T-Day and Rondo number 9 case. Heavily redacted. That's just per FOIA for Chicago or for Illinois. Anybody that has ever done an FOIA request and got denied through in Chicago or any other place, they'll show you why they're denying it and say why. And one thing in particular is that they have to protect certain information. They don't want what's the word? Like issues for the victims and the witnesses. It's pretty much that's what it comes down to. Okay. All right, but catch the video where I broke that down. All right, so let's see. So this person is saying that 8 hours before Barnes was killed, there was an incident at a bar called the 50-yard line. Multiple people were shot after altercation spilled out from the bar. Among those shot was a GD gangster disciple with a pretty extensive sheet named Redacted. Barnes' murder is apparent retaliation for the shooting of Redacted. Blank related that Devonshire Collier and Blank went to 47th and Forestville to shoot a Mickey Cobra. They saw Barnes selling weed and approached him. They asked Barnes, "Are you Dirt Low, a GD faction?" Barnes responded, "Yes." Collier produced a .357 revolver and shot him. It should be noted at the time of this interview, Collier was in Cook County Jail for a violation of bail bond. So while this juvenile is giving information about this murder, they actually had Bayzoo in Cook County Jail for something else. Now, it continues to say, Blank related that he saw a .357 revolver at the house of Blank. Did not know the name of Blank, but knew she lived somewhere in the hundreds. Eye-clear check of Blank revealed no criminal activity in that area. Several attempts were made to contact one of the witnesses. Blank were made so that a photo array could be viewed with the aforementioned suspect. So again, now they have names so they can go get pictures to do lineups of who? Bayzoo, and then whoever the second person that's redacted up there. Okay. Now you may be asking, well, why the hell is the person redacted if they're a suspect? Couple things. They could be a witness also on the case. Because again, that protects people's information from the paperwork. Case in point, T-Day and Rondo number 9 case. Okay, they will redact the names, even if you're a witness or allegedly maybe could have been part of the situation. All right, where am I? Upon meeting with Blank, Blank signed a consent to view a photo array form, and after viewing same, view the array. Blank was unable to identify anyone in the photo array. On September 27, 2009, reporting detectives attempted to locate the original witnesses, Blank and Blank, so that a photo array could be shown to them. Efforts to now locate these witnesses have been negative. This case remains in progress. So remember, at the beginning of the paperwork, it was 2 witnesses, older gentlemen. I think 56 and forgot the other age, maybe 60. So those witnesses we can only assume are the original witnesses because it was 2 witnesses in the beginning. And at that point, they couldn't show the lineup to those 2 witnesses because they couldn't find them anymore. All right, so let's keep going. Now, this is 2014, September 2014. Let's see. Do they have suspects? Well, look, suspects unknown. You may be like, well, damn, somebody just gave names, right? However, the juvenile that provided the names did not positively pick them out in a lineup. If that juvenile would have positively, at that point, identified Bayzoo and the other person, then they could have been, again, suspects. So the investigation continues as it said. All right, let's keep going. Now, this person is a male, 20 years old, born in 93. All right. And it says on June 4th, 2014, RD interviewed blank at Cook County Department of Correction along with POA Pacino from Gang Investigation Division. Blank provided RD with information related to the murder of Dominique Barnes. Blank related he was outside in front of the building at blank with Devontae Collier, Antoine Rice, and blank knows Collier as BB. Rice as Butter. Not Butter. Damn. Rice as Buddha and blank as blank related that Christopher Campbell, aka Gunner, pulled up with Marty Valio, or however you pronounce the last name, in blank Gray Monte Carlo. Campbell told the group that there are some dirty low guys out there on 47th Street. Blank related that the night before, one of their guys, blank, got shot at the 50-yard line club, and they suspected that the dirty low guys shot blank. Blank related that Collier went into the building where blank lived. Blank related that Collier kept a revolver in blank apartment. Blank related that Collier returned with a gun, although blank did not see the gun at that time. Blank related that Collier and Rice got into the gray Monte Carlo with Campbell and Marty, and the group drove away. Blank related that he stayed at the rear of the door of the building and waited for the group to return. Blank related that after a short time, Collier and Rice ran up to the rear door of Blank and entered the building. Rice told Blank, this guy is a killer, referring to Collier. Collier told Blank, I've told you these hollow tips will kill a motherfucker. Collier told Blank that they asked the guy for some weed and then asked if he was dirty low. When the guy said yes, Collier said he shot him. Collier then pulled out the revolver in the stairwell. The gun was the same gun that Blank had seen in Blank's house with the hollow tip bullets. Collier took out the empty shells from the gun and brought the gun back to Blank apartment. Blank related that Collier sold the gun to Blank. Blank identified clear data warehouse photos of Devontae Collier, Antoine Rice, Christopher Campbell, and Marty. The case remains in process. Smokey said, I see you doing a case. Shit called a whirlwind. It's a repeated whirlwind. It just was going around in January. That's just how the content goes at this point. Especially when street niggas that turn bloggers and YouTubers that don't really break down the paperwork get a win. So part of the paperwork, it becomes it. But hey, at the end of the day, it's content. Just run it. So all right. So right now, this statement we will see again. We will see this person appear again in the original notes later on. But this person could be again bruh. You know why? Because in the handwritten part later on, further down to page 121, this statement in its original handwritten form is going to say Claire. Again, who is Claire? Could be Kenyatta Claire. Could be another Claire. Could be Claire Huxtable at this point, but I'm just being funny with the report. But anyway, that's just that. Now, this is, again, 2014. All right, let's keep going. Now, we are to January 13th, 2015. Do we have offenders? Yes, we do. Now we have Bayzoo, which is Devontae Collier, who they are referring to Bebe. And we also have Antoine Rice, who is being referred to as Buddha. Okay. Those are the two offenders. Now, remember, in the beginning of the investigation, that's why I tell y'all, when y'all break down paperwork, y'all have to start and read all of it. Y'all know I done read thousands of papers on one case, NBA Youngboy, okay? Just to get the whole understanding. Because again, remember in the beginning, it said it was 3 offenders. Now they only naming 2. All right. So we got Antoine Rice. Boom. We got the beating on. Homicide suspect is again Bayzoo, identified through investigation. Antoine Rice, identified through investigation. Those are the 2 people that they're listed. They have witnesses. They have Christopher Campbell, right? And they also have Marty. They're not listed as suspects. They're listed as witnesses. But let me say this. Those 4 individuals, the 2 that's listed as suspects and 2 that's listed as witnesses, were named in that statement by the 20-year-old born in, guess what, 1993. So let's keep going. All right. So it says, and you look here, investigation, right there. This is an area central cleared open arrest and prosecution report. In custody, you got DeMonchi Collier. You got. Oh, okay, let's do this first. Was arrested November 5th, 2014. I don't know why I keep wanting to say 2015. But yeah, arrested November 5th, 2014. Charged with 720. What is that? I don't know that. I think that's a firearm charge. Or is that the first degree murder? Is that all the same? But anyway, first degree murder, scheduled to appear in Brent 66 on November 7th, 2014. You also have in custody Antoine Rice. Okay. And if we go down, Antoine Rice was arrested November 4th, 2014. Now, charges and court information. Released without charges. Continue investigation per ASA Thor Martin. Now, mind you, Antoine Rice was named as a suspect in the same document. Hold on, y'all. All right. So, mind you, Antoine Rice was named as the second suspect. So, Bayzoo was the first. He got charged with first degree murder. Antoine Rice was the second. He was released without charge. We also go to talk about Christopher Campbell. That name ain't sound familiar to y'all because remember I did the video a couple months ago regarding his appeal, where his own appeal confirms he took the stand in the Bayzoo case. Okay, so Christopher Campbell did take the stand against Bayzoo. It's in his own appeal for a whole nother case that he did so. Okay, now look at it again. He was arrested November 4th, 2014, released without charges. So far, okay, because I want to make sure the street niggas that be watching or that's inboxing me about this, okay, is paying attention. We have one person arrested November 5th. That person was ultimately charged with first degree murder, okay? First degree murder. We have another suspect that was released without being charged. We have another person that was arrested on the 4th, the day before the actual person that got charged, and was released without charge. Then we have the 4th individual, okay, that guess what? Was picked up on November 3rd and released without charge. So the statement made by the 20-year-old male that named 4 individuals, those 4 individuals was picked up. Marty was picked up on November 3rd, released without any charges. Christopher Campbell and Antoine Rice was picked up November 4th, was released without charge. And Bayzoo was picked up November 5th and was charged with first degree murder. Let's keep going. Now, it says statements. Right there. It says statements. Christopher Campbell has a video statement. Marty, however you pronounce his last name, video statement. And those are the video numbers. So for those who, want to get in the game or whatever, you want to see it in what they say 4K, you request it by using those numbers. Now, where you get them, I can't tell you. But hey, put the request in. Those are the numbers. Those are the numbers you need. If you want to request the video recordings, those are the numbers. There you go. I'm going to leave that on the screen for y'all so y'all can write it down. Y'all, my grandbaby's doing something weird. Hi, I don't know. I wasn't supposed to be live, okay? So I'm babysitting. But now, Here we go. Interview. So Christopher Campbell was interviewed. We have Marty V was interviewed, and then a female was interviewed. All right, so let's just get to it. So let's start with November 3rd. The first person that was interviewed was the Marty person. And again, Marty was advised of his Miranda warnings and agreed to talk. Okay. Marty said, "Hey, I was in the parking lot." Okay. It started. Say Marty. Well, I'm saying Marty, but his last name is the V word. Okay. Related. When they say related, that means they told him that. Okay. Related means told that. Okay. So Marty related that he was in the parking lot of the blank building hanging out with blank Christopher Campbell. Marty related that they were sitting in blank's gray Chevy Monte Carlo, smoking when two guys he knows as Bebe and Buddha came up to the car. Bebe and Buddha asked Marty if he could take them to the store on Forestville to get some blunts. Marty related that he agreed to take the guys, so Bebe and Buddha got into his car. Marty identified clear data warehouse photos of Antoine Rice as Buddha and Devontae Collier as Bebe. Marty also identified a clear data warehouse photo of Christopher Campbell. Now, let's continue. Marty related that he drove to the store at 47th and Forestville. Marty related that he drove around to 48th, then north on Forestville. Marty then related that he parked the gray Monte Carlo on the east side of Forestville, just south of the alley. Marty related that he could see the store from where he parked. Marty also related that he observed two older guys working on a car and some other people walking around. Marty related to RDs that Collier and Rice got out of the car and went to the store. Marty related that at first Collier was going to go by himself, but Rice told him that he would go with Collier. Marty related that he didn't see Collier and Rice go into the store because the entrance was around the corner. Marty related that a short time later, he observed Collier and Rice on Forestville next to the store, and Collier was arguing with the victim. Marty related that as Collier and the victim were arguing, they were standing very close to one another. Marty related that Collier pulled a gun from his waistband and shot the victim. Marty related that the victim immediately fell to the ground. Marty related that he did not see the victim with a weapon. Marty related that Collier and Rice ran back to the car and told Marty to let them in. Collier and Rice entered the driver's side of the Monte Carlo and told Marty to drive away. Marty related that he drove back to the building located at blank, and then he, Collier, Rice, and Campbell all went their separate ways. For a verbatim account of the interviews conducted with Marty, CER video log B70696. So, pause right there. So, we got the 20-year-old male that provided all four names that was associated with the Monte Carlo the day of the shooting. They then go pick up the first one, who is Marty, who, by his own account, is the driver of the Monte Carlo, plus was in the car, okay, and let the alleged suspects, right, into the car and drove away. So, by all means, he's the getaway driver from his own damn account. However, he was released without charge. But he now has put the story into motion for the police right there. The who's and who's, what happened is all right there. And he wasn't charged. So we're going to go to the next one, which was November 4th, 2014. Again, Christopher Campbell is advised of his rights. He agrees to answer questions. And this is video recorded also. I just want to make sure I ain't skip nothing. All right. So it's during the course of the interview, Campbell related the following information. Campbell related, Hold on, I'm skipping shit. Okay, Campbell was shown a photo of Blank, who he identified as Blank. Campbell related that he remembers when Blank got shot at the 50-yard line club. Campbell also related that he knows about the shooting at 47th and Forestville. Campbell related that he was in his guy Marty B car near the building at Blank. Campbell related that Marty was in the driver's seat and he was in the front passenger seat. Campbell related that the vehicle was a gray Monte Carlo that he believes was owned by Blank. Campbell related that they were approached by two guys from the building who asked Marty to bring them to the store on 47th Street. Campbell related that the two guys were Buddha and Bebe. Campbell identified photos of Marty, Antoine Rice as Buddha, and Devontae Collier as Bebe. Campbell related that Marty agreed to bring Collier and Rice to the store on 46th Street. Campbell related that Blank. Then it says Campbell related Rice and Collier were the younger guys from the area. Okay. We're going to keep going. Campbell said a lot. Shoot. Campbell related that Rice and Collier entered the back seat of the gray Monte Carlo and the four men proceeded west on 47th Street towards whatever that is. Campbell related that as they passed the store on 47th and Forestville, they decided to stop there instead. Campbell related that Marty drove around the block and parked on the east side of Forestville facing north. Campbell related that Rice and Collier got out of the car and walked to the store. Campbell related he observed random people on the street working on cars and going about their business. Campbell related that Rice and Collier went into the store for a second and came back out of the store. Campbell related that Rice and Collier talked to a few different people before he observed Collier talking to the victim. Campbell related that he observed Rice walk to the corner of 47th and Forestville. He then observed Collier arguing with the victim, but he could not hear what they were saying. Campbell related that Collier and the victim were standing very close to each other when he observed Collier pull out a gun and shot the victim multiple times. Campbell related that Collier pulled the gun straight out of his waistband. Campbell related that the gun that Collier had was a large frame silver revolver. Campbell related he did not see the victim with a gun or any other weapon. Campbell related that after the victim fell to the ground, Rice ran up to the victim and went through his pockets. Okay? So that's already robbery right there. But Rice went home. Remember that. Campbell stated that Rice took money from the victim, but he doesn't know how much he took. Campbell also related that Rice was in possession of a black medium frame semi-auto handgun. All right. Then it says Campbell related that Rice and Collier ran back to the gray Monte Carlo that he was sitting in with Marty. Campbell related that Rice and Collier entered the vehicle and told Marty to take them back to the building. Campbell related that after the car arrived at Blank, everyone got out the car and went in separate ways. Again, for verbatim account of the interviews, they have the video. All right. What it do, loud pet? What it do? Hold on. All right. So, bam. So far, we got everybody telling on one person who is being considered the shooter at this point by two witnesses so far. So, Marty was first. Campbell was second. Now we got Antoine Rice, which at the beginning of this was listed as one of the suspects, right? Because according to the first two witnesses, he again was with allegedly Bayzoo when this was taking place. The witness Campbell just said, hell, he went in the victim's pockets and took money. So on November 4th, it says Antoine Rice was placed into custody. Again, they gave him the Miranda warnings and he understood and agreed to answer the questions. Okay. Now it says RD showed Antoine Rice several clear data warehouse photos. Rice identified the photos of Christopher Campbell as Chris, the photo of Marty V as Marty, the photo of Devontae Collier as Devontae of Bebe. Rice, sorry, I can't see, was also shown a photo of the gray Chevy Monte Carlo bearing an Illinois license plate of Blank that is owned by Blank. Rice identified the vehicle as the vehicle that he had seen around the neighborhood, but Rice could not say who he had seen driving the vehicle. Rice also denied ever being in a gray Monte Carlo shown in the picture. Rice denied any involvement in the shooting, and for verbatim accounts of the interview conducted with Antoine Rice, see the video again. He was, guess what, on video. And it says Antoine Rice was subsequently released without charges pending further investigation. So we done went over a lot. Let's say this so far. What we have gathered is that we have a 20-year-old witness that said, hey, I was at the building when they left. I was at the building when they came back. I saw this person, that person get into the car. I also was told by this person that Bayzoo was a killer. I also was told by Bayzoo that, hey, Holla Tips was going to kill a motherfucker, right? They took the 4 names that was provided by the 20-year-old. They then went and picked up the 4 people, okay? On November 3rd, 2014, they picked up Marty. Marty broke down the whole situation. On November 4th, 2014, they talked to Campbell, aka Gunner. He broke down the whole situation plus some, because now he named one of the suspects as a robber because he said he went into the victim's pocket and took money. Now they are talking to the second suspect, right? That the witness is saying went into the man's pocket after he was shot multiple times. But this person said, hey, I know them. Oh, I seen the car in the neighborhood for sure. I don't know nothing about none of that. I ain't been part of no murder. I ain't seen nobody. I ain't never been in that car. He was released. So, y'all street niggas turning to the internet probably say, oh, well, he shouldn't have said that he was familiar with the people he told, right? That's probably y'all logic. But, in actuality, without the video, could they have said, hey, we know you hang with such and such. Do we know if they had run-ins with these people before? Did they ever get arrested together? You know what I'm saying? Like they just start out with, oh, he identified this person. And a lot of people is running with, well, not with this particular person, but we about to get into it. But again, it's kind of vague. Because ultimately he said, yeah, I'm aware of them. I didn't even seen the car, but I don't know nothing about what you're talking about. Period. Right? So let's get into it. So the next part, November 5th, 2014. Now, this is when Bayzoo comes into play. He's the 4th person that was named by the 20-year-old. He is so far by 2 of the 4 that have been arrested has named him as the actual shooter, okay, in this murder case. All right. So let's see what he has to say. He, again, just like the other 3, was advised of his Miranda warnings by detectives and understood the warnings and agreed to answer the question. And just like Rice, they start off by saying, hey, we showed pictures of these people. Now, the people named, we got Buddha, we got Gunner, okay? They redacted the other names. Could Marty be one? Because remember, Marty was one of the ones that said, hey, I was in a car with them when it happened. I seen it. Who knows? But they for sure got Buddha and Gunner on there. All right. They then says that, again, I told y'all when they say related, that means provided the info. So it says Collier related to RDs that he used to live in a building located at blank. Now, let's stop there. Was this not on his ID? Has he ever got arrested at this building? So why wouldn't he say he used to live somewhere? You know what I'm saying? That they probably already know. Hey, and again, I'm just saying, it would be dumb as hell to say you don't live somewhere when it's proof that you live there. Okay. Collier related that he has hung out around that particular building for a long time. Collier related that of all the pictures that RD showed him, he only hangs with blank and Antoine Rice. Collier related that the other guys are not blank because they are not in his age group. RD's asked Collier specific questions regarding the shooting death of Dominique Barnes, at which time Collier denied any involvement. and invoked his right to have a lawyer present during questioning. The interview of Devontae Collier was terminated. And again, this is on a video. They got the video number right there. So now let's break it down. For all the ones, and I'm about to pull up the comments in just 1 minute. Working with these multiple screens is not as easy as academics make it seem, okay? So let me look at the comments first, and then we're gonna get to it. King AK-47 said he called King Yellow a rat for basically doing the same thing. It's all about keeping the same energy. I don't know if he called him that or not, but what I will say, to me, that's not the same thing, right? Now I never called Yellow a rat either, but Yellow like provided gang affiliations for people to the police. But I mean, again, that's more y'all street logics, you know. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes I don't be understanding the point of like street niggas breaking down paperwork, really, because like that would be more so something that y'all would debate about while y'all sitting on y'all porch or on the block or in the trap house somewhere. I don't know, you know. Crispy Blow said Bayzoo definitely snitching. They give up to 10 years in prison for a switch, and he got caught with 3 of them. That's incorrect information. But hey, at this point, once that start making a buzz, I'll drop the content on that one too. Where the fuck my lawyer at? Soon you see in the police room. Hey, and again, like I said, I have had this conversation with multiple people. And I hope that all y'all say you supposed to just say, lawyer, I hope y'all do that for real. I hope y'all, you know, don't never blow and then they pull y'all shit and y'all say more than besides lawyer. But that's not really a debate for me. Look, if you say that's the only thing you should say, then cool. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing you should say. Like, I don't even know what y'all be wanting on that. But we're talking about just from the paperwork aspect, from the legal side of things, right? Just like I said with Young and Ace, you have to go beyond just, oh, somebody pointed at a picture. And this, and I'm gonna use Young and Ace because that video is out. In Young and Ace video, before he even named somebody, they asked him about that person early on and say, yeah, we got y'all in this video hanging out together, right? So later on when the name comes back up and they ask, well, who is that? He would have been a fool to sit there and say he don't know the same person they already established he knew early on in the interview. So if we look at these 2 people, Bayzoo and then the Rice guy, Antoine Rice. Go back up. Let's go back up to Campbell too. So pay attention. Look at Marty, right? Marty is his first person, Marty V. Y'all see how as soon as it starts saying what Marty was saying, right? It breaks down what Marty was saying. We go down to Campbell. As soon as they introduce Campbell, what they do? Break down what Campbell said. Now, let's go down. Oh, shit, my computer gone. Let's go down again to Antoine Rice. Soon as they get into it, what they said, oh, we showed him pictures. Like, that's first thing they said, oh, we showed him pictures. Let's go down to Bayzoo. Soon as they get into his, they say, oh, we showed him pictures. Y'all don't see the difference. Street, look, I know a lot of, you know, street niggas be with y'all street logic, but in the legal system, they start off, if you told them, they're not going to start off by just saying you looked at a picture and said who it is. They're going to say what you said. Period. They're going to say what you said. Mickey, come on, pointing at a picture is telling them. Hey, how can I say this as nice as possible? I'm gonna try to say this as nice as possible. Legally, as your fucking neighborhood lawyer, go under Law Iron Post, go under all these people. Hell, talk to y'all lawyer, because y'all street niggas on this internet, I bet I will hope y'all got lawyers on retainers as much as y'all say y'all ask for a lawyer. Pointing out a picture ain't gonna do shit for nobody. It's not gonna help the police solve a case. It's not gonna get the state attorney to solve no case. So to say pointing at a picture is telling is crazy. Like for real. Now, if you say, hey, did you see this person shoot? And then they hand you a picture and you say, yup, I'm pointing at this picture. That's the person that shot. That's telling. If you sit there and this is legally law in the law, because now they can use your identification of that person in the investigation. Okay, so this is why I say y'all street niggas that always want to bring up, well, in the streets that's snitching, that's cool, but we're not over here on this platform. We don't talk about it. We talk about legally, how is it corroborating by just pointing at a picture? Now, mind you, if the video comes out and they say, hey, did Antoine Rice rob the victim after he was shot? And it shows Bayzoo pointing at a picture of Antoine Rice saying, yeah, he robbed the victim. That's telling. If Antoine Rice pointing at a picture of Bayzoo and say, hey, that's the nigga that shot the dude 5 times, that's telling. Like, come on. Like, I don't be understanding y'all logic when y'all break down these cases and just say, well, that's telling, that shit watered down. For real. It's watered down. Salute to Mickey True. I don't agree with some of the stuff she does, but she's from the town. I am not from 843, but I feel. Appreciate you. But yeah, that's, I mean, again, politics, yeah. If in your neighborhood, and I said this a lot in the BML right now, if in your neighborhood, you don't supposed to be in no law enforcement precinct and your ass end up in law enforcement precinct, you probably about to be fucked up for real, because that's politics. But just because you walk in the precinct don't mean you're telling on nobody. That's crazy as hell. Anything outside of where my lawyer is telling, especially when you're preaching, shut the fuck up. As for a lawyer is what I'm saying, but you know I fuck with you just to help. Oh yeah, no, listen, I got you, but I would never debate street politics and illegal in the same, because it's like crazy. Because a street nigga from say Sacramento and a street nigga from Chicago, a street nigga from Cleveland, all gonna have different personas on what views on what it is. It's too gray and it's too subjective to whoever you like it, right? But let's just be real. Because if that's the case, okay, let me go down the rabbit hole. And I'm about to drop the link in a minute. Let's just go down the rabbit hole. If that's the case, that every fucking rapper that we know, based on y'all definition, who said that? I don't know. I think it was Smokey. All right. Every freaking rapper, right? Every rapper, according to y'all logic, that doesn't just ask for a lawyer and say anything is snitching. That's all of them. That's all of them. Don't believe me? Check the videos that drop. Check the paperwork that drop. Yeah, and y'all know I'm a Boosie fan, so y'all basically saying Boosie is a snitch. For sure. Like, for real. Like, if that's really how y'all look at it, then shit. I don't understand why it's ever the debate. If it's clean and cut, clear cut, like y'all say it is. Y'all street niggas that's on this internet, y'all be like, if y'all say anything other than lawyer, y'all telling. That means 95% of y'all are snitches. I have yet to see a rapper, a personality on this internet, when they shit come out, only say one word, lawyer. No. Somebody prove me wrong. Drop somebody's name, and I'm only talking about rappers, these bloggers, people that shouldn't have came out that said only lawyer. Only lawyer. Like, please show me a case where the nigga or the female only said lawyer, that's it. Show me the case. Yeah, say anyone who talking out a lawyer is putting yourself in a bind to have a defend your statement. So that case, just say all snitching. Well, if that's the case, hey, y'all be making motherfuckers rich for nothing then. Because if that's the case, it's not no debate. It should never be panels where people are discussing if somebody told. If y'all logic is if you don't ask for a lawyer, then you're telling. Or what about the ones that do ask for a lawyer and your lawyer advise you, hey, we just need to keep it short and cool, answer the basics and keep it moving. That's telling too. This is why I don't do street content. This is why I stick to breaking down the paperwork. Because no matter what, so what we just went through, we went through 49 pages, right? 49 pages. Multiple people, including one of the people that just dropped the interview saying that he ain't never snitched. Bruh provided a statement, and everybody is using this one paragraph, right? Right here. This one paragraph as, oh, Bayzoo snitch on a case that he's the only one charged with the murder for, that he ultimately had to go to trial for, is crazy. Yes, street politics is definitely different. Well, your lawyer not going to let you tell on yourself. Y'all, this is why these bloggers be doing this type of content, because y'all ask what have you. I can understand it. I feel it. I feel it. Look, it burned my brain cells. And this is the reason why I did this case as a class instead of as content until now, because it's a dumb debate to have. Like, just saying a motherfucker pointing at a picture, and it do it even say, hold on, it don't even say he pointing. It just say identify, but nevertheless, I mean, I'm not gonna dumb it down like that. Okay, identify these people that's already been put into place. We don't know what's the question, or did you identify these photos because hey, we heard you was with this person. Oh no, I wasn't with that person. I don't know who that is. Okay. So, it's again, the video probably gonna drop if it's available. Hell, somebody will do it. I don't do videos, but Chirac humor, somebody might drop. But smoking, what's incriminating about the statement? His statement aligns with Antoine Rice, which is the other guy that was supposed to be a suspect at the time. What was incriminating about the statement? I'm about to drop one because at this point, y'all need to like me. Because in all the legal cases I done dealt with, hey, it's unmatched when it comes to this internet with y'all and y'all logic behind. This is why I say street niggas belong in the streets and not breaking down court cases online. But I'm gonna drop the link. Y'all know I don't normally do it, but I'm intrigued to hear what y'all have to say. And then we gonna pause with the paperwork for a minute. But if lawyer not there yet and you say a couple words, don't got nothing to do with nothing, is that tell smoking, Chrissy? I mean, at this point, boredom is all telling at this point. Like, how I'm not answering a question. Like, this is the thing, and I wish I had that damn shit with Fredo. But Fredo made it as clear as possible. Like, y'all logic will get people fucked up for real, for real. Like, you gonna sit there and like make a situation more difficult. Like, let's talk about Antoine Rice, the other guy that was a suspect on this case. He could have sat in there, like y'all said, oh, lawyer. And guess what? His ass would have been sitting in freaking jail still because his witnesses had already said he robbed a dead guy, all that. But by him saying what he said, guess what? He got out that bitch and went home. So I guess y'all say he's telling too. I mean, this shit is crazy. I don't understand it. Now, like I said, I ain't gonna let none of y'all sway my decision. Like I said, for those who have ever asked me about it, I said it's more street politics into it. I said the same thing with Young and Ace. I said the same thing when we went back and forth with the Blue Da Vinci situation. It's gonna all be y'all street politics, but y'all don't be making clear decisions or clear knowledge of nothing, because everything is just, if you point at a picture, you snitch. If you say anything, you can say hello. Let y'all tell it. If you say anything other than lawyer, and you say hello, you snitch. So shout out to y'all. I don't know. Some of y'all been making me interested in even seeing y'all statements. And I think half the people that say that don't have never been in that situation for real. Because just because you went to jail for a fucking dime bag of weed or some shit ain't the same as being in an interrogation room. I want a real nigga, real street nigga that been interrogated to show me their video or their paperwork where all they said was Lord. That's what I want to see. I'm not saying that about Zoo. I'm saying your lawyer gonna know what's incriminating if you don't. Well, we talking about this. We're talking about this here, right? We're talking about this case. We're gonna be, because y'all know y'all love to say, "Oh, you got out, you deflected for the Bayzoo," so we're gonna stick to Bayzoo. We're gonna stick to this case. Now, mind you, I've seen a lot of y'all sit there and say, "Well, it's not clear that Bruh told, although his name said he provided the details of the surrounding circumstances, right? But because it says that Bayzoo identified some pictures, y'all ran with that. So I'm trying to understand y'all logic for real. Because y'all say it picking and choosing, but y'all niggas be picking and choosing hard. Me personally, I don't got nothing to say. I don't even know if my name is my name, officer. That's crazy if that's your that's crazy, Chris. But I got you. Everyone entitled to their opinion. If you come up in 90 and before you don't say shit, ask for your lawyer. That's it. That's all. That's cap for sure. Look at some of them older cases. Them niggas was not saying, I just want my lawyer. That's cap. In the 90s. That's cap. For shit show. Now, they made that ain't got shit to say when they getting arrested. But I promise you, if they went into interrogation, they said way more than I just want my lawyer. So I hate to tell y'all been lied to, but y'all might need to do a little more research into older cases in 80s and 90s. Don't get it twisted now. They made it. I'm pretty sure I've seen cases. Y'all remember I did the Old Dirty Bastard case, Wu-Tang case. Y'all don't get blinded thinking these niggas don't be saying more than just lawyer for shit show. But you say I don't know if my name is to them, that is telling. Based off their logic, hell yeah. That's telling according to these street niggas turning fucking internet personalities for sure. Oh yeah, for sure. Everybody is entitled to their opinion, but this is the thing. When it comes to having an opinion, you have to understand the situation. You know what I'm saying? So your opinion that not asking for a lawyer is snitching, right, would be based off of what? What makes that? How did you get to that opinion? Based off your knowledge of what? Streets? So that's more so, again, street politics. Because your knowledge of the law can't be the reason why that's your opinion. If that makes sense. Y'all know I suck at giving examples, but you know what I'm saying? It's all about, you're entitled to have an opinion, but to make an educated opinion, you got to have some type of background to why you're having this opinion. And half the time it's because of your street knowledge. Like you said again, if you came up in the 90s and before, you don't say shit. And I just said factually, that's untrue, because it's cases in the 90s, the 80s, the 70s, where they were definitely saying more than I want my lawyer. That's what I'm saying. It's cool. Your opinion can still be that. But factually, that's an untrue statement, is what I'm saying. Just because they let someone go and it doesn't make paperwork don't mean they haven't said anything either. That's factual too. Because you can have proffers, you can have all types of stuff. You could just be passing information to the police. Correct. But in this particular case, again, in the 2009 murder case of Dominic Barnes, right? The situation was that all these niggas around Bayzoo and Antoine Rice provided details to the police. Now, mind you, the juvenile didn't even have nothing to do with the case and hit up the police like, hey, I know some details for you. And that's normally how it goes. But my whole thing is to say somebody snitched on their own case, okay, that they're the only one tried for, is just don't make, it's not logic for me. Like, this case went to trial. Like, this case went to trial. A jury came back not guilty. So that's why I'm like, y'all putting a lot of emphasis on that one paragraph. That's what's put into you. It wasn't as gray. Nowadays, it's back and forth. It was back and forth then too. Because the same people that probably was telling you that it's this and that wasn't doing that. See, that's the problem, right? And that's the whole thing with the snitching epidemic, is that people don't stand on their shit, but then they preach this gospel to be solid. But like I said, show me a nigga, any nigga, even the niggas now that's sitting here talking like, oh, you only supposed to ask for your lawyer. Show me proof that y'all ever been interrogated. Show me proof that when y'all got into that fucking interrogation room, y'all ain't say nothing but lawyer. That's it. Then I'll believe your word. But until then, hell no. You know what I'm saying? Hell no. And I'm just gonna be real. Like, for real. I'm gonna use that example. And again, I ain't never been interrogated for shit because I don't be having to be in that type of life. So no, I have never been interrogated. But even at the old block trial, when the fucking feds was walking me to the elevator and telling me bits and pieces what the fuck going on, saying, hey, you can go into this room. Oh, hell no, we not. Press the button to keep going down to the bottom floor. I'm not going in no room with you. Period. I'm not going in no room with you. And that's in paperwork. I'm not going in no room with you. Now, ultimately, you found out it was an overflow room, but I wasn't even trying to fuck that. I don't care what you talking about. I'm getting out this building. I'm not going in no room with you, because then you got to explain to your people why the fuck you was in the room with the feds. That's so. What I'm saying is what I'm saying personally. I ain't going in no room with no fucking police to talk about shit. But if you choose, I'm not gonna say you a snitch because you choose to go in a room. It's about what did you say when you were in that room? What was the questions that were asked? Same thing they used to do again. Back then, y'all know the police used to play the dirty games. You ain't had to snitch, but they'll drop you off on your block so it can appear to people that you had something to say. They used to do those type of games, right? For those who probably not familiar with that for real, but let's just say TV. You know, I like to use TV because all my viewers aren't street room, right? Watching TV. Think about Canaan. What's the show called? Raising Canaan. Remember they killed the dude for nothing because they got misinformation that he snitched, and come to find out it wasn't even him, it was his mama, and they killed him for nothing because people ain't doing their research to find out the ins and outs. These heavier or bigger organizations, they have people that actually go find out. They actually have people to like, hey, go pull this, go find this out. Is this true? You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all just it's funny. I'm saying OGs tell you don't say shit back then, and you knew saying anything was telling, even though they was still telling back then. I'm saying that shit was stood on back then, wasn't so great. We can agree to disagree on that one, but I feel you. I mean, I'm not sure where you from, but you know, maybe it was, you know. Like I said, I wasn't taught street politics. We had principles. My family, you know what I'm saying? I tell you, I stand on principles for anything. And I knew for shit show, okay? Police asking me going in a room is a no-no. It's not even about not saying shit. You don't go in no motherfucking room with no police, period. But most of you don't go in no room with no police. You don't go nowhere with no law enforcement confused either. So I mean, it's all about, again, I do agree with the part. It's about what you talk for shit show. Yeah, they don't be standing on it. They have debates about it. It was definitely a back and forth too. Just because my mother told me what happens in the house stays in the house, don't mean I didn't tell my aunt. Okay, thanks. Now, hell yeah. Now I know we all can agree to that. It definitely was what happens in my house stays in my house. Okay, and your grandma be like, "Hey, I ain't gonna say nothing." Well, my mama had hit my dad with that pot. You know what I'm saying? Just like, so hell yeah, same logic. Like, people be crazy. Nowadays motherfuckers think telling on the dead ain't telling, so I don't know anymore of these new motherfuckers. Man, that's a whole nother conversation. That's politics, okay? Because I done seen niggas on, and I'm talking about internet niggas. I ain't never had this conversation with no real street nigga in real life, but internet niggas, okay? They say it's okay. They say it's okay to tell them. Now let me ask y'all a question. But to say, I hate to have to block people. Y'all, I ain't gonna never get over no hurt as much. Me and Tommy had to block y'all. But anyway, down the lost train of thought, looking at them fucking comments. I forgot what I was saying, y'all. Now, I don't get no messages about this because I done sit here and I done had y'all ask y'all to pull up and let's talk about it. So none of y'all better not hit me up on the back end talking about this shit, okay? But yeah, so this is just where it's at. We ain't even get through all the paperwork, but I mean, pretty much that's the tea. And I'm gonna say it again, y'all. Y'all know I don't give a damn, okay? What other people's opinion of this situation is, I'm just gonna speak for myself and I'm gonna take it. I'm not gonna label this as telling. I said the same thing with Young and Ace. I'm gonna say it with THF Bayzoo for this case. I'm not gonna label it as telling. Because like I said, unless you show me the video where he was saying this person in this photo is this, that, it's not telling me. You get what I'm saying? However, if your logic is you don't say anything, but lawyer, hey. Shit, mama and them was the biggest snitches growing up, telling everybody it's okay. Not my mom. My mom was like street certified. She wasn't with that shit for sure, but yeah. For sure. But hey, we done been at this thing. We done went over about 50 pages in that paperwork. It's 126 pages. Like I said, it's available on Reddit. Bayzoo himself said that paper is legit. For my class, if y'all don't recall, it was back in January. I chopped it up for the class with Bayzoo over the situation. So everybody that was present for that, y'all already know. I'm gonna say this. I personally feel like Bayzoo shouldn't address this shit at this point because as it is going to show, people are gonna just go off of that one paragraph, right? And they're just gonna say, "Oh, well, you don't supposed to do that based on the streets." Hey, you can argue all day, all day, and at that point, it'll be an argument, not a debate. Street logic, and that's why I don't do the street content because I mean it's too debatable, right? But he a grown man. He may address, he may not. I don't know. I personally wouldn't address it. But this is where I'm gonna leave it at. I'm gonna close out with, hey, I don't believe he snitched at all because hey, ultimately it was his case himself. Nobody caught any charges surrounding it. He's not providing information based off the paperwork to another case. He didn't contact police to tell them details about something else. You know what I'm saying? I just feel, hey, y'all just be reaching to put it out there like that. So, and y'all can clip this, Mickey Truth, okay? It's stamping this case that Bayzoo ain't snitch. I just feel like it's politics, street politics, and this ain't the channel or the blogger for that. So yeah, that's where we at with it. Hey, and with that being said, I'm out because I got to finish my day. I'm back at it real soon. Holla!
Remember me wearing a frown. Now it's the other way round. They mad cause I made it out.
I took the hard way. I ain't asking a nigga for nothing. I threw the hard way. Hard way. Hard way. My heart to this day. I'm really with it. My feelings in it. So please, bitch, don't play. I took the hard way. I ain't asking a nigga for nothing. I threw the hard way. Hard way. Hard way, my heart to this day. I'm really with it, my feelings in it, so please, bitch, don't play. Hey.